Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm super pumped because we are weeks deep into the winter shred and everyone is making serious progress towards their spring break bodies. They're hitting it hard and I love seeing the dedication. We are doing a February step up challenge and it's so much fun. It's one of the things that my shredders love most about the shred. I hope you had an amazing weekend. We had volleyball tournament. So my daughter is a libero, and I could not be more proud of her. She's also an amazing server, and I love to see her confidence grow. So I had an amazing live coaching call last night with the Shred members and can't wait to share their results. The next Shred starts in April. If you're interested, get on the wait list. I will put that in the show notes. New podcast episode drops every Monday. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a single one. This past week on my Instagram at Kelly Counts Macros, counts with a K, I shared some of my favorite Clubhouse recipes along with my cut being posted in my stories. So head over to my Instagram and check it out. If you are interested in the Clubhouse membership, direct message me or visit my website at Kelly Counts Macros, counts with a K.com to learn more. This past week, inside of the Kelly Counts Macros Clubhouse membership, we made peanut butter pie, one of my favorites. If you've been around me for long, you know that I love peanut butter and chocolate. So let me tell you, it's so good. It's low calorie, but still super yummy and even perfect for serving guests. Easter would be perfect. So Clubhouse members get exclusive access to these recipes inside of the app, so you never have to scroll through social media wondering where you save them. I am featured in the My Macros Plus app. That is the app that I love. Search for me under by brand and then Kelly Counts Macros to find all my recipes and how to track them. So my recipes are on my social media, so you save the recipe and track using the My Macros Plus app. If you're a Clubhouse member, even better, you have the bonus of getting my full recipe book inside of the membership for easy access. Quick favor, would you mind leaving me a review? I read every single one and they help me reach more people. If you haven't yet, please leave a review and hit that follow button. New episodes drop every Monday. Let's change the next generation by ditching the dieting mentality. So, the main topic of this episode today, we're diving into a common question I get. I strength train, but my body fat is not reducing. Why not? So if I wanted to decrease my body fat, you wouldn't be able to tell by my exercise or my resistance training. I strength train with weights 4 to 5 times a week. Right now, I'm about a month into my cut. My exercise is the exact same as it always has been. So I live most of the year in maintenance, so I reduce my daily caloric intake. I reduce my carbs and fats but continue to eat the same amount of protein. I reduce the number of times I eat out. When I'm in a cut, I put my head down and check the daily boxes off. Then, after a couple of weeks, I review to make any small changes. I call it keeping it tight and right. Perhaps it's paying closer attention to calorically dense foods and things that add up, such as sauces or oils. I would not change anything in my training. I would make subtle changes in my caloric intake and track my food. I do not cut out carbs. I do not cut out alcohol, which I don't drink a whole lot of alcohol, but I do. And I don't cut out fun foods. And I definitely do not increase my cardio. None of these would be sustainable or help me achieve the body comp that I want. I always try to make the changes that are easiest for me. I appreciate the fact that I want to lose body fat. I know I need to be in a calorie deficit and keep it tight and right for 5 to 10 weeks. So this cut is actually 88 days, but who's counting? I guess that's more than 10 weeks. Be sure you're following my stories as I weigh in each day, give tips and hacks. I really want the world to realize that weight fluctuations are normal. I can go up to 4 pounds overnight, even if I'm hitting my calories and my protein perfectly. Whether it's my period, or I get migraines, or I eat more popcorn, or I have more carbs or sodium. Carbohydrates hold on to water, they don't hold on to fat. So I will notice water weight on the scale. So for every 1 gram of carbs, it will hold on to 3 to 4 grams of water. So you may notice that your weight goes up. It is not fat gain. I don't eat low carbs, and I have at least 100 grams of carbs per day. On the weekends, sometimes I'll go over 200 carbs, but I stay within my calorie deficit. And this might sound easy and it can be simple, but I do a lot of traveling, so it requires a plan. And when I say traveling, I mean for my kids with their sports. A beneficial aspect for me is to have a routine for when I eat, eating roughly at the same times each day so I don't feel hungry and keeping these times consistent, even on the weekends. It makes it more difficult eating at different times of the day. It makes it more difficult when you skip meals because you tend to graze between meals and not sit down and have a full, filling meal. I don't suddenly cut out an entire food group. I don't eliminate foods that I enjoy. And when it comes to the weekends, I try to change up my dinner with my family, pre-track my drinks if I'm having any alcohol or dessert if these are involved. I always enjoy a huge bowl of popcorn on Saturday night. My creamy, so if you have a creamy, has been a lifesaver. I have that every night. I use the Clubhouse recipe along with the Clubhouse recipe for with my waffle maker to make Clubhouse membership chaffles. The chaffles are so good and you can use them in so many ways. Steps and counting them, as well as non-negotiable strength training workouts to help build and maintain lean muscle mass. So keeping up my NEAT as well is important, and it can impact your total energy burn throughout the day, more so than exercise. We only, and I'm using air quotes, burn about 5% of our daily calories through exercise. So that is so tiny. So let's talk about NEAT if you don't know what NEAT is. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is the energy you burn through all physical movements outside of structured exercise. So this includes everything from walking around the house, cleaning, fidgeting, taking the stairs, grocery shopping, even standing instead of sitting. So NEAT plays a major role and can significantly help. Okay. I talk a lot about NEAT in the shred and how you can increase your step count. This also helps maintain weight loss and is a great habit to use throughout your whole entire life. Plus, increasing your step count has amazing benefits for your cardiovascular health. I always love asking my husband to go for a walk. He's getting closer to 50 years old and heart disease runs in his family. I know that this will move the needle the most for him instead of trying to tell him that he can't have chicken wings or pizza. All right. It's a great way to exercise without increasing our hunger as much. Sometimes you'll find that if you run a long distance or do a lot of cardio, you potentially feel hungrier. So then you want to eat more, throwing yourself out of a calorie deficit, and the cardio is working against you. I want to share a quick story with you. Once, before I did any strength training, I became a runner and would run for at least an hour a day, usually more. However, I would not move my body for the rest of the day. I did not lift weights, and I was not moving throughout the day. It was literally just that 1 hour a day. And I was not getting the result that I wanted. It was increasing my appetite, which wasn't helpful, especially on the weekends when I would do a longer run, longer than an hour. So I got the opposite result of what I wanted. Building habits around exercise and movement allows us to continue building belief in ourselves and in the life that we want to live. It's very important for me to be healthy for my children and my grandchildren and know that moving my body will help that. No, not only that, it creates structure to my day. It starts my day off with the way that I want to feel. It increases my energy, and we all know that mama's mood is better if she's eating nutritious foods and getting in her workouts or her steps. Also, getting her sleep, right? Also, prioritizing sleep so that we can train well the next day. And of course, hitting our daily protein goals. We are nourishing our bodies in the right way so that we have more energy throughout the day. I'll end with a couple of key points. Resistance training should be added to your weekly exercise routine. It should be a routine and habit, just like brushing your teeth. Although we do want to brush our teeth every day, we do not need to strength train every day. Working up to 4 to 5 times a week is sufficient because we do need rest days. The second thing I want to say is everybody loves a good sweat, but it's not necessarily to get the body comp that we desire. Often I'll hear, oh, it's the sweat. The sweat is the fat melting way. That is definitely a myth. You don't need to get a good sweat on in order to have success. Third, maintain the intensity of your training to build muscle and preserve lean muscle mass. Move throughout the day, such as NEAT and steps is super important. And lastly, and the most important, you know this moves the needle the most. If you don't eat in at least a slight deficit, a calorie deficit, and sufficient protein, perhaps that is what and why you don't look like you work out or that your body fat is not decreasing. So you need to be eating in a slight calorie deficit at the very least, getting in your protein and lifting weights. I will say this takes consistency through the weekends and patience. Consistency is the magic pill, and patience when working on those muscles. I love for you to share this episode on social media and tag me at Kelly Counts Macros, counts with a K, so I can personally thank you. Leaving a 5-star review. You might even hear yours read on the podcast. Stop overthinking it. I know you're busy, short on time, overwhelmed with conflicting information. That's why I simplify it all for you. If you are not in my free Facebook community, please join me there, Kelly Counts Macros community. You'll find a ton of free resources under the guides section. How to set your own macros, hacks to hit your protein, how to drink wine and lose weight, your custom roadmap to muscles. So those are all in the sections guide in my Kelly Counts Macros Facebook community. They're free, and it's the exact guidelines that I use to lose weight and reveal those defined muscles. Thanks for tuning in today. If you found this episode helpful, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Remember, it's not about all or nothing. It's about the all or something mentality. You're always doing better than you think you are. See you next time.